Hey, should I play the Scott Boras soundboard here?
Don't do it, all right? It would be a bad move.
No, I'm going to do it.
The Twins have a new explosive
We're
weapon.
not talking about the Twins. We're talking about the Mets, who retained their explosive weapon. And moments ago at Citi Field, Brandon Nimmo's press conference wrapped up Christmas card style photo.
Go ahead, Brandon.
And you know who's real happy about this? In addition to Brandon and his wife, of course, Buck Showalter, happy to have a really dynamic player back in the fold. And Buck joins us on the stove on this Thursday. Buck, nice to see you as always. Thanks for the time. Talk about the player. Let's talk a little bit about Brandon Nimmo and what's coming back to you.
Well, Brandon's a guy that, really passed the field test when you start thinking about him. He earned everybody's trust here. The thing about Brandon, he's gotten better every year. I think sometimes that's unusual. Some guys kind of hit a flat line. He's always chasing perfection. We all know it's not going to happen. There's nothing perfect about a baseball season, but he chases it nonetheless. I mean, I can't tell how many times I walked in the cage after everybody's left and go, Brandon, go home. Go home. You want to stay married? Go home. And he was always chasing it. And it was just, who you kind of look at who you want to be and how you want to project the things that, whether it be people in the minor leagues or teammates, Brandon fit all that. This is one of the top 3 leadoff men in all of baseball. And he's gotten better every year at some phase of his game.
And Buck, that's interesting you bring that up because you and Billy are both new there. So it's a new regime. You hadn't really seen him on a daily basis. I don't know if you knew him very well. So I'm curious your take from when you saw him at the beginning of the year to towards the end of the year.
Well, it was tough. It's one of those things, Harold. It's kind of like, is it too good to be true? We all kind of question the things that, there's no way. He's just a sincere young man. It's obvious that his mom and dad did a great job with him. You look at the people around him, whether it be his friends, his wife. It's just he cares about being a good teammate. He impacts things more than just the game, and just a consistent guy. And Harold, you know this. No one ever says, "What is Brandon in a good mood today?" The guy's the same guy every day he walks through there. We have a lot of guys that way that nobody ever says, hey, don't talk to so-and-so today. He's the same guy. There's a consistent personality which leads to a consistent player.
So, Buck, this is the first winter, your second year with the Mets now. Last year was so different. You didn't get to talk to players till basically they showed up in spring training. So what has it been for a chance to do that in the offseason?
It's been great, probably to a fault. I know some of them are going, hey, go call somebody else. But, I like baseball players first of all, especially our guys. But now we've got the challenge of the WBC, and rightfully, it's great for baseball, and we're supporting it every which way we can. But we've got as many as 11 or 12 guys going. Our whole infield looks like, and I'm afraid to get another call. But it's nice to have people that are wanted. Even Rayleigh, who we got in the trade with Tampa, looks like he may pitch for the United States team too. And of course, who knows with Marte and Max, but. It's great. It's good for the game, and we'll support it any way we can.
So in terms of that, the support, and, you're giving up a lot of your talent to Mark DeRosa's guys for a couple of weeks. Do you have discussions with D-Ro and with the people at Team USA?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I said, don't take McNeil and come back with 3 at-bats. You and I are going to have a problem, No, it's right. Good. Mark's a great guy to lead that club. The players, he'll do a great job. And he's got a good group around him, but I look at it as a positive, a chance to look at a lot of our young players, the Ronnie Mauricios, the Alex Ramirez's, some of the Alvarez, the guys up and coming. It's an opportunity for not only me, but the fans to see those guys. And we're going to host, I think, Nicaragua and Venezuela in a game at St. Lucie. So, it'll be fun.
Hey, Buck, you worked here and you spent time around this place. And so you got to know Mark DeRosa, D-Ro as we call him all the time. And he becomes a manager of Team USA and has never managed before.
Oh,
so
I can't wait.
I know immediately just picking your brain. So what have you been saying to him, and what has your conversations been, and why can't you wait?
Well, first of all, Mark's got a lot of pride. He's not doing this to fail. And believe me, they went through a lot of names to come there, and they picked a good one. I've actually talked to him about some role. He came in and spent a couple hours in my office just kind of talking through some shop and different things. I actually offered him to sit in the dugout during a couple of games, but You guys kept him too busy. Plus, he's got so much respect for the dugout and the other coaches. He didn't want to do that, but you got the right guy there. But, it's tough because the biggest thing he can do is kind of like managing the All-Star game is deliver everybody back healthy. But at the same time, he's trying to win a game, and he's got a lot of pressure on him, but he'll do great. I'm being an American, I'm glad that Mark DeRosa is managing our club.
Hey, I want to ask you about one guy in particular, Buck, and we could ask about everybody on your roster, but you've watched Justin Verlander from the other side for such a long, long time. He is at a level that few get to in this industry or pro sports in general. He's in rock star status. How's that relationship gone so far? Have you had a chance to visit with him and project what you're expecting from him all year?
Well, I just love guys that are chasing perfection. He's never satisfied. I don't want to say reinvents himself, but he's got such a talented hand. But, with guys like him, I tend to try to leave him alone. I'm not, what am I going to do? Tell him that he's going to be used differently or whatever? I do kind of remind myself that he did pitch pretty well last year and win the Cy Young Award. And kind of like Max, I try to, give them their space and say, they're allowing you to manage them. It's like you come in and you say, what do you need? Not necessarily the player, but the group as a whole. Every situation's different. Brandon Nimmo may need something different from a manager or coaching staff than Justin does, and we don't have all the answers, but he has the track record to trust that.
Buck, we appreciate the visit, man. Thanks for the insights, as always. If we don't speak to you beforehand, happy holidays to you and your family, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Listening to Billy, it sounds like we're going to be having a few press conferences out there. We'll be seeing you all week long.
Well, I hope, I think I've been taking some Japanese lessons. We'll leave it at that.
If you tell Harold that if he schedules these after, that's Harold Kaufman, that is, after 1 p.m. Eastern would not hurt our feelings. That would be fine for us.
Don't get me started. That early wake-up call. I live out in Long Island. That was a long drive. But for Brandon, I told Brandon I don't put a tie on for just anybody.
Good stuff. Buck, thank you, man.